How do you repost a story on Instagram? There are two things you might be looking for. Number one, you might be looking to repost someone else's story to your stories, or you might be looking for how to repost one of your old stories again. So let me show you both of those. First, to repost someone else's story to yours, you have to be tagged in it. That's how you can reshare or kind of repost a story. So for instance, if I go up to my notifications here, I can see there's a story that mentions me. So I can click on that story and take a look at it. Now I have this button because I am tagged on this story. I can click on this button and I can actually add it to my story. If I want to add it full screen, I should be able to just tap on this again. It'll take that story full screen, and then I can come down here and just share it. And I can share it with my story and click share. And so that's how you can, I can click done after that, and that's how you can basically share or repost someone else's story to your account that's not posting it as an Instagram post, it's posting it as a story, right? So you can see now in my story, I have that, and it kind of shows that I reposted it from this other account. Now, if you want to post or repost one of your old stories, you can actually find your old stories in the stories archive. We're going to go to our account page and then go up to the three lines at the very upper right, and that's going to take us to our settings and activity. Now, if you don't see archive right here, you can go to your activity and get there. But if you do see archive, you can click on that. You might have to scroll down to find this. Instagram changes the spots of all this stuff. But we click on archive, and we actually have a posts archive, a stories archive, and a live archive. Now stories, once they finish, it's set by default for them to automatically archive. I can show you where to change that in the end of this video, but right now I'm going to show you how you can repost one of your old stories. So here's a stories archive. It shows all these different stories that I've posted on this account. If I click on one, it basically opens up that story. And then in the lower right, we have this more option. And at the very bottom, it says we can reshare the archive story. And so if I tap on that, it's basically bringing it back up to my stories. And then I can just click this button to share to stories. I can send it to people, whatever I want to do. I can even make edits on top of the story. And then it puts this little memories thing on here. So I can actually click on that and delete it if I can tap on it. I'm not going to delete it, but you should be able to delete that if you don't want it there, and then share it to your story. Now, some things like links and such may not work, so you may need to maybe add in another link. So if we go to my story, you can see I have this story shared again, and then I'm guessing that that link doesn't work. It doesn't look like it does, so you might have to add in a new link. So anything you've added in like that that's interactive, you probably have to add it in again because it's basically not saved the interactive version. It's kind of just saved the, I guess, the video of the story. But that's how you can repost a story from someone else or repost your own story. If you don't want your stories to go to archive, or if yours are not going to archive, then you can click the three lines. We're just going to scroll down to find app and media, and then there's an archiving and downloading section. So we click on that, and this is where you can check mark what happens. Do we save stories to archive automatically? Saving live, camera roll, do we save anything to that? When you create a story, do you want it to save to your camera roll, etc. So you can adjust those settings here. But that's how you can repost a story on Instagram.